The perfect moment to change your life, it doesn't exist. I spent years waiting for it, thinking I needed one more plan, one more book, one more video. Now I'm 30 and I've realized waiting was the thing holding me back all along. This time, I'm done waiting. I'm actually changing my life and I'm doing it without burning out or giving up before I even start. I'll walk you through how I'm rebuilding freedom from the 9 to 5 by shifting how I think and work day by day. Have you ever felt stuck in a job that looks amazing on paper, but slowly drains you every single day? Well, you're not alone. Most of us were told to pick the safe path over your dreams. And for a while, I did that. But deep down, I knew I wasn't moving towards a life I actually would want to live. I felt like I was running away from it. So I've been working a full-time engineering job while trying to build a life I actually want with a purpose-filled business, a lifestyle I'd love to wake up to, and a version of myself that I'd be proud of. In this video, I'll share 4 shifts that are helping me rebuild my life from the inside out. I used to be the guy that had 50 tabs open with productivity videos, lifestyle videos, personal finance videos, all while not really doing anything about what I learned, just taking in all the knowledge. I thought I was preparing for this grand revolution of a change, but really I was just delaying it. Now I focus on imperfect action. I'll write, film content, and publish YouTube videos. I learn in real time as I go. Not just from reading all the self-help books or watching all the self-help videos. And I definitely don't always feel ready to step into things, but doing them when I don't feel ready is what's building the confidence I used to wait for. This is how it used to go. I'd get so excited for a few days of finding a new life hack, then I'd forget it because I learned a dozen more life hacks. Then I'd spiral thinking something was wrong with me because I never would end up using what I learned. I thought maybe I wasn't disciplined enough, maybe I was just being lazy, but really, I was just scared to start, and among other things, overloaded with information. But the shift came when I stopped researching and I started recording, when I started uploading videos and started doing. This little shift matters because it breaks the illusion in your head that planning is progress. I had to leave my thinking self, the studious self, and the overthinking self behind, and become someone who takes action despite not feeling ready. Because when you start taking action, that's when things actually move forward. And I still mess up. There are days where I still overthink, still get distracted, or still feel behind. But now I catch those thoughts a lot sooner, and even when they come, I've built enough momentum that I don't get caught up in those thoughts like before, where I would go weeks in research mode, not feeling ready enough, and then weeks feeling bad about myself for wasting time, all the while feeling helpless to change. But even as I started taking action, something deeper held me back. I held my job because I was comfortable in it. I was making good money, I had benefits, and I was good at the job. But over time, I realized that comfort and safety were costing me more in the business I actually wanted to have, or the lifestyle I wanted to live, or even the person I wanted to become. What helped me shift was asking what this job really protecting me from. Most of the time, the answer was fear and not some sort of financial stress. The longer I stayed in the job I hated because it was comfortable and good enough, the more anxious and numb I felt as I got older. Hitting 25 and then 30, that safe path was quietly costing me everything in the background. My excitement for life and the willingness to change anything about it, I was slowly growing numb and being fine with the way things were. And now, for me, I'm not quitting recklessly and cutting everything off. I'm building a business and a lifestyle slowly and responsibly. But most importantly, I had to stop telling myself I was being responsible by staying when really I was just scared to start over because it felt like there was so much to lose. Designing freedom or a lifestyle you actually want means being honest about what you're trading it for. And if you're always choosing fear or comfort, you might quietly be choosing regret as well. I realized the doubts won't disappear, so I built a rhythm I can actually sustain no matter how I feel that day. Burnout didn't hit me like a brick wall. It showed up quietly as the feeling that I was grinding but going nowhere. I didn't want to hustle my way out of a 9 to 5 only to recreate another trap to be in. So I started building a routine that worked for me, not just grinding for the sake of it. Instead of 10-hour days of forcing productivity, I built a flexible structure that lets me show up daily and consistently without resenting the work. I alternate deep work with movement, creative work with rest, and it's not perfect, but it's sustainable. This rebuild isn't about escaping the work. Work will always be there. It's about aligning the way I work with the kind of life I want to live. One where I look forward to and want to show up in, not just dread from overworking. That routine is what's letting me stay consistent, and consistency is what will help with creating the internal result. The one you can't quantify in money, views, or likes. The one you're proud of because you do it even when no one is watching. And that rhythm created the space for the most important thing of all. For years, I set so many goals, and with a lot of those goals, I usually fell short or gave up before I even started. I said I'd start that side hustle, get in the best shape of my life, be able to quit my job, post a video, but I never did. And every time I didn't follow through, my self-belief and my confidence got smaller and smaller. For so many years, I second-guessed every idea I had or goal I had. I'd start off strong, super excited and motivated, and then all of a sudden just dropped. I'd disappear for months. And it wasn't because I was locked in, it was because there always seemed to be an excuse. I always remember thinking life got in the way, work got really busy, and at times I really had no idea where the time even went. But ultimately, it led me not to have trust in myself. It's like any goal I set out to accomplish, I already knew I was gonna fail. So I failed before I even started. But now I treat every small win as proof to myself of what I'm capable of. One upload, one morning run, one video recorded, 1 week of great consistent habits. The trust builds slowly, but nonetheless it grows, and that changes everything. Because when you trust yourself to show up, the future stops feeling like just a dream and starts feeling like a choice. You're actually able to grab life by the horns and create the one you want. What's different now is I've started to keep those small promises I had to myself, not perfectly done or as glamorous as I would have liked, but consistently. I post even when I don't think it's ready and there could be more work done. I move my body when I'm tired. I follow through even when no one's watching. And I'm still in the middle, but I'm not stuck anymore. And if you're watching this too, maybe you're in the middle as well, rebuilding that confidence bit by bit. And that made me feel like me again, like I'm not waiting for this version of my future self to come pull me out. And that brings me to something I don't talk about enough. When you're rebuilding your life, it's tempting to think the only way through is to keep pushing and pushing, but sometimes we need to pause. We need to breathe and remember where we started. So I've built in little gratitude rituals, just quiet moments at the end of the day where I check in, reflect, and remember why I'm doing this. Or sometimes it's journaling, or sometimes it's walking with no purpose, just to be present. Because rebuilding isn't just about productivity, it's about presence, it's about living the life as you build it. What's the point of always looking ahead, waiting for the goal in the future, if you can't even enjoy what you have now? So today I'm rebuilding with rhythm and intention and with trust. These are 4 shifts that are helping me plan my way out of the 9 to 5. Choosing action over endless planning, fearing regret more than I fear failure, finding a rhythm that can sustain me, rebuilding trust with myself. So if you're like me, somewhere in the middle, just know this: you don't have to quit everything all at once or need to know everything before you can start moving forward. You just have to start and keep showing up. If this helped, check out my other video on why I'm leaving my job to move across the world.